So this is the look for today. I'm going to show you step by step how I achieved this look. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to create a smoky brown cat crease with a full face auto makeup look. To begin this process, I'm going to do my eyebrow followed by my eyeshadow and then going into the whole of my face. To start with my brow, I'm going to use this Magical Halo Eyebrow Cream. First of all, I brush my eyebrow to make sure they are smooth and ready before I start it. So as I'm going in with my Halo eye pencil, that is a cream, it's a cream, I'm using a brush to do it. I'm going to draw this and then clean this with my concealer. So what I'm doing right now is I'm filling in the missing spots, the places that are empty, and then now I'm using my little brush to just go through and then using this concealer to just clean underneath. This concealer in the video look a little bit pale, but it's not that white, it's not that much pale. So as I finish, I'm using my little brush to just blend it through smoothly to make sure they all distributed evenly and then disappeared a little bit, not sitting there. So after that, I'm using the same concealer that I use underneath my eye to prepare my eyeshadow base. So that's what I'm using right now. I'm blending this in to make sure it's all in well. Then I'm going to go in with this powder. It's a kind of bronzer powder, brown. I'm applying it onto it to set the eye before I go in with my other eyeshadow. So today's eyeshadow, I'm going in like a little bit like brownish, but then in the video, if you look at it, well, the color doesn't look like brown, but then it is brown. The glitter I'm going to use is brown. It's looking like kind of brown goldish. That's how it looks. So I'm going in with this looking like a sand kind of eyeshadow first onto my brow, the base, before I go in with other stronger colors. I'm going to go in with also black. So as I'm doing right now, I'm blending it in. All this process is just blending in. And this color, I thought it was black, but it wasn't. So I'm going in now with a black. That's what I'm using right now. I'm putting this in and then using my little brush again to blend it through to make sure it all stays in. So I'm going to go in with more of the black and make sure it is deep as I want before I go in with another color. So what I'm going to do now is, the black is okay for me now. I'm going in with a cut crease with the same concealer that I use for my underneath brow. I'm going to use that to cut crease. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not good with cutting crease, but I try my best and at the end it comes out good always. So this is what I'm doing right now, cutting crease. And then after I finish with the first cut crease, I'm using a light powder similar to the color of the concealer, a similar powder matching it. That's what I'm using right now onto it to set it. Then this is the gold looking brownish glitter that I'm going to use. As I said earlier, it is a brown looking, but then if you look at it, it's in the video, it seems as if it's looking like a pink or reddish. That's not the color. The color is actually like a brown. So that's what I'm going for today. As I finish in, I'm using my little black eyeshadow again to go into the corners to cut off the harsh lines and then make it clean. So after I finish now, I'm using my little eyeliner to just line up my eye before I take off this tape. This tape I put there is just to guide me so that my eyeshadow will be clean. As I take it off, you see how it look better than before. So as I finish now, I'm using a little cream onto my face. That is Pretty Face base, and then I'm going in with the same of my concealer stick that I've been using of late. I'm using the brown one and then the lighter one onto my face. I go in first and then I'm going to use LA Girl Pro Concealer in the orange color to also go in, because if you look at my face today, I have a few of acne coming up like pimples. I just wanted to blend them out through, so that's why I put a little bit more base than normally. So now I'm blending with my usual brush. As you can see, this is becoming like forming into one color. It's looking similar, kind of like my skin. So I'm going to blend this through. All this process is blending and blending and blending until everything disappears and then matches all throughout. So when I finish this process blending throughout, I'm going to go in with my foundation. The foundation I'm going to use today is L'Oreal True Match. That's the foundation I'm using today. So I'm just going in with a little bit onto my face, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same of the brush and then blend it through. I'm going to blend this throughout my skin and make sure they are all evenly distributed and blended well before I go in with my other concealers. So what I'm doing right now is just keep blending. As I said, this process is always blending throughout. Even if you're not a pro like me, just the blending will give you a very nice finish and look. So that is what I'm doing right now. I make sure I bring it towards to my neck side. If you can see well in the video, you see that all the colors have now matched my skin, and then the foundation has matched well. So right now what I'm using is the same brown concealer that I used first. The concealer stick that I used first, I use it to the side of my chin and then using it onto my forehead. And so what I'm using right now underneath my eye is the same concealer that I used earlier above my eyebrow. That's what I'm using underneath my eye now. So I'm going to finish this process and then go in again with my beauty blender this time and then blend it smoothly, because using beauty blender to do this one makes it more smoother and evenly much distributed than the brush that I've experienced. So I'm using my beauty blender right now. When I finish, I'm going to go in with the brush and then use the brush to blend the brown one that is on the side of my forehead and then all throughout. After this process, I'm going to go in with a powder. That is the next stage that I'm going to go in. So all I'm doing right now is just blending and make sure they all disappear. When I'm using the brush to just make sure it's all distributes the brown one lightly into my skin, make sure it disappears, making the little marks that are there go. After this is fully blended into my skin and all matches, I'm going to go in with my powder. That's my powder stage. I'm starting with this Maybelline powder. That is poreless powder that I've been using of late. It's very nice. When you put it onto your skin, everything disappears. It makes everything very, very smooth. It makes it look really, really nice. So that's what I'm using underneath my eye. Mostly the places that I sweat a lot through, I use it because it helps me a lot smoothing that place, and then it doesn't make it sweat a lot. So I'm using it around. Next, I'm going to use this powder. It is in a Technique container, but it's not. This is a mixture of about 3 powders that I'm using onto my face, matching my skin. Right now I'm going with the brown one that I used to set my eyeshadow before I started my makeup. I'm going to use it onto the parts that I used the brown. So this stage is all going to be about powders, using powders to blend out through and then make sure things are smooth and then perfectly looking. Now that I'm almost done, I'm going to go onto my cheek with this NARS highlighter. This is so beautiful. When you use it onto your skin, it makes it glow very lightly. It doesn't give it that strong glowy look. It's just a very soft one, very little. It looks really, really nice and very smooth. I'm not sure my camera captured that well, but it's quite a very, very nice one. So now that I'm finished with all of my face, I think I'm going to use my lip liner. What I'm using right now is just an ordinary black lip liner I'm using on my lip to just line the upper ones, because looking at my lips sometimes at the top center is not well. When I was young, I had a cut, so it's not that straight, so sometimes I have to use the pencil to just draw everything to look straight. So now I'm going in with my lipstick to make sure that everything just blends in nicely. With the lipstick combining with the eyeshadow, everything now looks okay and looking like that glam how I wanted it. So I'm going in with a red lipstick right now to just into the center of it, and then with my lips together just blend it through, and then now using my lip shiner to just shine everything, make everything look glowy. So that is the finished look of what I started with, looking at the eyeshadow and then the lips, everything coming together looking so glowy and nice. As a beginner, my makeup, I think I'm getting better with it every day. I'm practicing every day, and so this is my final look for today. What do you think, guys? Give your comments, whatever you think. Let me know below in the comment sections. Give your ideas, anything that you want to say, just say it and I will be back to reply. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Give this video a thumbs up. Also leave a comment down below and I'll be back to reply you. Thank you for joining me and see you in my next video. Bye.